This is the last part of the fall final exam review. This question asks, it says, which of the following best represents the equation containing the ordered pairs? Well, you could go through if you wanted to and build a table and put in your points and go 1, 3, 2, and 5, and 3 and 7. Remember, you have your x and your y. So to find your equation, you're going to do delta y, the change in y, which is plus 2, delta x plus 1, do delta y divided by delta x. That's 2 over 1, which is 2. This is your slope. Remember, that goes in here in the first column. So I put slope here. Next to the slope, I put my x. And so I have 1 and 2 and 3. Now, 2 times 1 is 2. What do you have to do to 2 to get to 3? Add 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. So I have 2x plus 1. My answer would be A. Now, the other way you can do this is to go in your calculator and just go into y equals and take and put the first one in there. Let me see. Let me clear my memory. It's to go into y equals and put in there, into y equals 2x plus 1. Take A, and then go second graph. And look and see if these points are in there. 1, 3, yes, it's in there. 2, 5, sure is. 3, 7. So you could do it that way. You could just put it in the calculator and you wouldn't actually have to do all of this right here. Next. Okay, the cost of installing a new PON line, not sure what that is. I think it's supposed to be phone line. It's $19.95 per month for a basic service plus $40 installation charge. It gives you the equation right here. The first thing it says is complete the table above. So what we'll do is we'll bring our calculator over here and we'll go into y equals and put $19.95 in there. X plus 40. And we'll go in the table, second graph. Well, it says at 2, how much does it cost? Let me move up here. I'm a little blind here. All right. It would be 79.9. Pull up the next, look at the next one. I'm going to go to where x is 4. And it looks like it's 119.8. When x is 6, it's 159.7. When x is 12, it is 279.4. Okay, now it says, what is the slope of the equation? Well, which one of these numbers up here is the slope? It's the one with the variable. It's 19.95. Now, to add to this question, what does the slope mean? Well, the slope means, what does it say? We look for 19.95 in here, and it says per month. It is the cost per month. So cost per month. I could also get that because remember I talked about slope being y per x. Well, here's the x and here's the y. Cost per month. Next, what is the constant? Which number is the constant? That's that one-time charge right here, which is 40. What does a constant represent? In this case, the 40, it's the installation fee. Okay, now this says, which of the following, I don't even know if this one is to the right problem, which of the following best represents a reasonable domain for the function? I guess it does. It goes with this one. Now, first off, what is domain? Is domain x or y? Okay, domain you need to know is x. So here's an x, here's an x. This has a y that can't be this, and it can't be this. Now this says it only goes from 1 to 4. Is that all the x is going to? No, it continues on. So my answer should be B. Okay, it means that it could go on. I mean, time is going to continue on to infinity, whether we're alive or not. Next, Rent-A-Lot charges $50 a month to rent a 27-inch flat-screen TV plus a $25 credit check fee. Circle the table below, well, or off to the side, that represents the relationship between the total cost and the number of months. Okay, well, let's try and write our equation first. Y equals, let's think about this. It says $50 a month, or you could think of it like this. Maybe we should make a table. In 1 month, how much is it going to cost you to rent it? $50 plus the 25, that's 75. How much is it going to cost you to rent it for 2 months? $50 a month, so 50 times 2 is 100, and then 120 plus 25 is 125. Now all my tables start with 2. Well, it's 2 and 125. This says 2 and 125. This says 2 and 150, not this. 2 and 75? Nope. 2 and 100? Nope. Now, if I wanted to write the equation that matched this table, because here's the table, you would write 50x, because we're taking $50 per month, plus 25. And I guess I jumped ahead of myself because the equation is supposed to go down here on number 50. Now, what is the coefficient of this? What's another word for coefficient? Starts with an S. Slope. What's another thing we could use for coefficient? Starts with an R. It's 3 words. Rate of change. All right, another thing we could have to represent it is delta y over delta x. The coefficient in this problem is 50. Now make sure you don't write 50x. It is just 50. Next one. It says, what is the solution to the following system? So what we need to do is we need to graph the first equation. The first thing you do is graph this y-intercept. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to 2, and I'm going to, on the y-axis, and put a dot. The slope is -4. How does that tell you to move? My pen's kind of freaking out on me here. -4 over 1. Well, the negative tells me to go down 4. The bottom number is to the right. Okay, so as I go here to go graph this, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1 and put a dot. Down 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1 and put a dot. I can go backwards and go up 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left 1 and put a dot. Now I'm going to draw my line. When you are solving systems by graphing, you want to make sure you make your line as straight as possible. Okay, now to graph the second one. Plot the y-intercept. That's -1. Bless me. -1. Put a dot. What is my slope in this case? This is -1. You put it over 1. It's telling me to go down 1 and to the right 1. So start at your y-intercept and go down 1 to the right 1. Ding, 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 ding. I'm looking to see where the 2 lines intersect, and I already found it, but let's graph a few more points. Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. Now from here, I'll go ahead and draw my line. Your solution is right here where the 2 lines intersect. Your solution is an ordered pair. It is 1, -2. Now we can also go in the calculator and check that. Go in here to y equals and put in there -4x plus 2 and -x minus 1. And I'm going to press graph. Let's look at it and make sure I graphed it correctly. Now I can go in here and go to the table, second graph, and where do I know if I'm right or not? You're going to go and try and find where y1 equals y2, and I think my answer is 1, -2. Whoop, let's see here. Yep, y1 and y2 are both -2. You can also do second, trace, 5 for intersect. Make sure these graph before you press enter, and press enter 3 times, and there is your intersection. There is your point. Next one. What is the solution to the system? Okay, this one doesn't have a graph with it, so we're just going to put it in the calculator. So let's come over here, put in there, -3 divide, whoops, let me write that right, -3 divide 2 x plus 1. Now let me go down to y2 and put in there x minus 4. Now let's go second, trace, 5 for intersect, let the two lines graph, and press enter 3 times. There's my answer. It is 2, -2. I can also find that answer by going in the table and looking to see where y1 and y2 are the same. And see right here at 2, y1 and y2 are both -2. And that's how I would know what my solution is. Number 53. I'm sorry, 52. We're going to graph this. I'm going to go to +1 and put a dot. Remember, you go to your y-intercept first. My slope is -3/2. How does that tell you to move? Go down 3 and to the right 2. So start here, and you're going to go down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, 2. Down 1, 2, 3, to the right 1, 2. Down 1, 2, 3, to the right 2. You can also go backwards and go up 1, 2, 3, to the left 2. Up 1, 2, 3, to the left 2. Now let's draw our line. And I'm going to graph the second one. Plot the y-intercept first, which is -4. Now what is the slope in this case? There's not a number in front of x, but we should know that there's a 1. So that means 1 over 1. It tells me to go up 1 to the right 1. So you start at the y-intercept, go up 1 to the right 1 and put a dot. Up 1 to the right 1, ding, 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 ding. That hit the line. Up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1. All right, I found my intersection, and I've got a few points graphed, so let's draw our line. Okay, so our solution, let's see, I find my fun smiley face, is right here where the two lines intersect. That point, I think I might have covered it up, but 1, 2, down, I think I got to move that because I can't see it. All right, let's try this again. 1, 2, and down 2. All right, so it's 2, -2. Well, wasn't that the problem we just did? Sure was, exact same thing. This time I had to graph it. Maybe I guess I just forgot to go put that in there. Oh, well, that's okay. Number 53 is solving by substitution. You're going to solve by substitution. You're going to look for one of the equations that's in x equals or y equals form. This one says y equals, so circle what y equals. You're going to substitute it in here for y. So I get 3x plus, instead of y comes out. What goes in there instead? 2x. And that equals 10. See, the reason why you're combining and you're substituting is to get rid of one of the letters, because you need to just have either all x's or all y's. Because now you can put these together and you get 5x equals 10. Divide by 5. X equals 2. Okay, that's great, but my solution has to be an ordered pair. It has to be an x and a y. All I have is my x right now. How do I find my y? I'm going to take what y equals. I've got y equals 2 times x. Instead of x, we know that x is 2. So you're going to take that and put that in here. X goes away, and now the 2 goes in there. Well, now, 2 times 2 is 4. So my solution is 2, 4. My next one, solving by substitution. We look and see, are one of my equations written in x equals or y equals? Yes, it says x equals. So take what x equals, circle it, draw a line, let's put it in there for x. I have 3 times x. X goes away. What goes in there now? I have y plus 2 minus 4y equals 2. Well, now, do the distributive property. I get 3y. 3 times 2 is 6. And then write the rest of this equation. Minus 4y equals 2. Put your y's together. 3 minus 4y is negative 1y plus 6 equals 2. Well, let's see if I can move this whole thing up here. There we go. I'm just moving it over so I have room. Now I'm going to subtract 6 from each side. I get negative 1y equals, these cancel, 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Divide by negative 1. Well, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And negative 4 divided by negative 1 is a positive 4. Well, that's all great. We did all this work, but we're not done. That's only part of my solution. I need to find x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this top equation. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I always choose the one that says x equals or y equals. X equals y plus 2. X equals, what did we just find out y was? Y was 4, so put that in there. 4 plus 2. What is 4 plus 2? 6. My solution is 6, 4.